For this tutorial, we're going to learn how to make a pull request. What that means is that you're going to learn how to make changes to the code and submit those changes to the main code base so that I can approve them. And if they're approved, they're going to show up in Junon.io website. The first thing you want to look at, the first thing I want to show you is this pull request tab. It lists the current open requests and the ones that are closed already. These ones I already have approved them, and so far they have been translation changes. So if you click on them and click files change, you can see that these are the changes that this user Ryu051 has made and submitted to the main code base. And the way it works is that they have to create a copy of the code by forking it. Like you can see that they fork from, well, somebody's code, but it's the same thing, right? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fork this main code base by clicking this button to our user. I'm currently signed in as a different user called Simple UG Test. And let me just do that, fork. It creates a copy into my user, and now we're gonna have to clone that locally into our computer. I already did this earlier, that's why you see a folder there, but usually you type git clone and then type that. And once you're done, you can just go in there and modify the code base. And to modify the code, I would recommend using a editor called Visual Studio Code. It's free, really powerful, and a lot of programmers actually use this. Once you download that, I'm going to show you some of the features that you can do, and how to open it from the command line. Like from the command line, once you're in the folder, you can type code with a dot. Dot means the current directory, and it will open the code base in that editor. So this is Visual Studio Code, and you can click these tabs where you get to explore the code base, expanding the folders, and you can see each file on the right side and the folder structure on the left. What I really like about Visual Studio Code is the search functionality. So if you click search, you can search for a specific word in the code base and have them show up on the left side. Let's say I want to search for new slave, right? If I type that, and I can see where in the code base that word appears. I can see that it appeared here in mobs, index, slave grave menu. And it's a good way to sort of understand where things are being used in the code. That's why it's useful. So what we're gonna do now is add a translation, or maybe change a translation. So to do that, I type translation. Let's see if we can find it. Translation, Japanese translation map. Okay, so I know that translations are under this folder, Common Translations JA. We can, I think we go to file. So Control P, you click go to file and type in the file name, Translations JA. There you go. Now we're gonna make a, let's say, a change. I'm not sure what's missing, but let's say English. Oops. Let's say we want to translate this events.alarm and add a Japanese version for it. We copy that, go back to our Japanese translation file, and make sure a comma is added at the end of that line, and you don't want comma at the very last one. Okay, and add a Japanese translation. Translate Google fixed lights. Fixed lights. Japanese. Lightを修正する. Okay, so that's going to be our change. And now to commit that change to our GitHub repository, we want to use something called Git to do that. You can either, if I do git status, you can see that there's changes, marked in red. But if you don't want to do the command line approach, you can also use a GUI, which is a lot simpler, and I'm going to show you how to do that. There's a software that you can download called Fork, Git Fork, and according to Google, Reddit, it's like highly recommended for people, for beginners, and I've tried it and it seems pretty cool. So download that and it's gonna look like this. This will pop up occasionally. All you gotta do is just like close it. So once I open Fork, I'm gonna have to browse, go navigate to the repository that I created earlier, which is under the temporary folder. So I double click that, and if I look at local changes, I can see that the red means the thing you've removed and the green means the thing you've added. So we have this change and now we're gonna commit it. I just say commit subject. Oh my god. Commit subject, whatever. Let's say add Japanese translation to events alarm. So I think what you have to do is click stage, right? It has to be staged first before you can commit it. And then once that's staged, you can click on this commit one file. And now it's committed. We can click all commits. And right here, we can see that in master, we have this commit for the change that we did. And now we need to, this is only in our computer. If we go back to our repository, which is on GitHub, my profile, right here, if I go to my repository in GitHub, I can see that the changes are not here yet. That's because you only committed a change to your computer. If you want to push the change here, you need to, let me see, push, there you go, push your local changes to your remote repository. And you want to push it to master, so I click push. Oh shit, okay, we have a problem. Permission denied. I think because I'm under a wrong user. Why is the permission denied? Permission denied. Oh my god. What the hell? Preferences? Well, let me check whether I'm actually logged in as a proper user. Repository view. Let's see. Accounts. GitHub login. Let's say we log in as simple UG test. Authorize fork. Yeah, authorize. Okay, I'm logged in. Close. Now let's do that again. Push. There you go. Updated. So the problem was that I was not logged in. Now I'm logged in, so everything, I have no problems. If I refresh this page again, I'm gonna see this change. Add Japanese translation to events.alarm. Alright. Now that we created a change to our version of Junon, we have to submit this change to the official Junon codebase. So how do we do that? We click on this button, contribute, and then click pull request. So you can add some description here saying just a small one-liner change to events alarm. It'll show you a summary of the changes, and I'll make it pull request. And just like that. Now if you go to Junon pull request, you're going to see there's one request for a code to be merged to the official code base. And the only person who can accept this proposal is the owner of Yomo Games Junon, which is Simple UG, my other account. And that's how you make a pull request.